Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got our foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or Casper going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, squirrels and turtles, welcome to Weazel News. We are your hosts tonight, Sky Davis and Tiffany Tulips. We have, Dick is out on special community service tonight, helping out the FIB. He did resolve that situation, but he had to do some community service for them, just to kind of wrap up his whole situation that he had there. But he will be back with us next week, and we look forward to having him back and him kind of getting everything taken care of with that. But Tiffany, how are you?
I am doing great. How about you, Sky?
I am doing well. We had quite a busy week here. We've been all over the map with a lot of stuff happening in the city, in the county. What should we cover first? Would you like to take it away, Tiffany?
We had a pretty busy night last night. I remember there being a scene where there was a cow loose up at the Polito chicken factory, which you don't see that every day. You see a lot of, chickens up there, but you don't see a lot of wandering cows. So that was definitely a very interesting scene there.
Wow.
But thankfully, we did have a gentleman who, I don't know if he owned the cow or if he just happened to have a trailer that could work with the cow. But trying to see two people from the San Andreas Fire Department and 101 from the police department try to wrangle up a cow is pretty interesting.
I'd have to say, it sounds like it. I'm sure, and loading up a cow onto a, freestanding flatbed, basically. They probably had to strap it down or strap it upward. I'm not really sure how that would work.
I don't know. They didn't have any rope or anything, so, I think one of the medics maybe had dog treats in her medic bag, and they tried to use some dog treats to wrangle it up, because, I don't think the medics usually carry cow treats of any kind.
No. That's a good idea, though, with how many, clearly it's a continuing problem with this is the second or third one that they've had.
It does seem that way, especially a bunch of cows, might need to get some sugar cubes put into their medic bags or, apples or something.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more with you. And I know while they were out on that call last night, there was a suspect who fled from an officer at a traffic light, and that person ended up having some illegal marijuana on them, so maybe that's the reason why they were in the first place. But he was definitely as per what the officers on scene said, that he was on some type of, they're assuming marijuana. I don't think that they got the toxicology report back, but I he was running all over the property on the Cluck and Bell while they were trying to get that cow wrangled. Almost got kicked by the cow, and then they finally got him to stop with some of that sheriff shampoo and some bad bitch shampoo. People are, willing to, risk it all, sometimes, especially when they're under the influence of something.
Absolutely. And I mean, just hearing all that just makes you think it's like a circus up in Toledo. I mean, Sandy Shores, I mean, I could understand up in Grapeseed, we get there's a lot of cows up there, but I mean, all the way up in Toledo and the city, like it just sounds like an absolute circus.
As per the fire department, because obviously they were on the scene trying to wrangle the cow, but they were watching a trooper and a sheriff just chasing a guy around the parking lot, and then finally got him. So I just can't even imagine with, and I believe that the another deputy was on scene too, so they were all just running around everywhere trying to get that one guy, and he just kept getting back up and causing a problem. But they did finally get him, and then they found that marijuana on him, which kind of, led to, kind of the reasoning of why he was so chaotic.
Oh man, the things we report on these days.
Truly. Speaking of, I guess chickens. Did you hear about the hen house happenings that went on last night?
I do remember there being quite a large fire there.
Yeah, I believe 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I think they believe it might be an arsonist, and I don't believe that they have a suspect yet. So,
it seems like we've had a lot of arson calls these days
I've
seen.
We really have, and I mean, it's not really in one location either, which is the tricky part, especially for law enforcement at this time, because I know we've had some in Polino, we've had some in the Mirror Park area and the Davis area, and even in the metro area. I know one of the banks caught fire a few weeks ago, so there's really, I think that they have some possible matching pieces last evening that they found, but they are still, possibly looking for the person who is doing all of these devilish activities.
Well, I am happy to report, actually, there was an arsonist caught. I want to say it was a week or 2 ago. It was actually right in front of the Rockford Fire Station.
Wow.
Where a gentleman rolled up on a bike, on a motorcycle, and basically straightforward said to the San Andreas Fire Department, "I'm the one who's been setting the fires everywhere." And so luckily the fire department had tasers on them. They were able to tase the suspect until law enforcement arrived. So that person is now in custody and facing trial. So hopefully there'll be some justice served for all those fires.
Man, what must be going through your mind to, set all those things, and then, of course it's good that he turned himself in, but and it's lucky for the fire department that nobody got hurt and that he didn't have any weapons on him and that everybody remained safe in that situation.
Absolutely. I know that suspect did assault a firefighter. He punched him 3 times.
Oh, goodness.
But thankfully, that person is okay, and because there were 3 individuals involved as witnesses, they most likely will have to appear for court in this case.
Well, that is good to hear that he'll be appearing for court. I mean, we do have that court date coming up in the first week of June here, so we do look forward to seeing what the docket looks like and what the docket looks like. Yes, I know English, and what happenings are gonna, take place there with Judge Brickett and kind of see what goes down.
Absolutely. I know there's been several arrests involved in the Sally Mander case, so hoping that some of those suspects go to trial soon.
Yes, I know that they had, one, that the, state troopers were going, after, and then he was pronounced, deceased on the scene, and then another that they were looking for, in correlation, was, taken into custody in the Davis area. So, we do, thank all the law enforcement in Florida and their efforts, in solving a bunch of these, ongoing cases in a timely, they've been long ongoing, but lately it seems to be like they're cracking them more quickly and kind of getting another, I guess, chapter, or maybe not chapter, but the next kind of, the next, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't even know anymore. I guess like the next, finding the root of the problem. I guess I lost all my train of thought. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it must be pretty deranged to try to kidnap a medic twice. You know, and within a matter of weeks. I mean, one gentleman attempted to, he was unfortunately pronounced DOA, but a second person trying to kidnap the same medic is just unbelievable to think about, and thankfully she was okay in the end. But that gentleman that they captured, from what I heard, had 4 warrants on him for arrest, so very glad that he is now in prison and about to serve his time.
Indeed, yeah, we are happy that that Destiny Parker is doing okay. I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks here. And speaking of crazy, did you hear about what the fire department had to deal with last night? I guess there was somebody dressed up as an alien who was under the influence, on top of their firehouse in Toledo, throwing flares at people and at firefighters.
I do remember hearing about that, and I know there was an officer that went up on the roof to talk to this mysterious person to see if they could kind of coax her down and everything, but unfortunately I don't really know entirely exactly what happened, why she decided to climb up on the roof and throw a bunch of flares, but I mean...
From what I got, we had Danny Lanning out at that scene. He, was, across the street doing what Danny Lanning does. But he was across the street there, and he got some information, kind of watching the purple alien, person dressed up, known as Cleopatra, and she was believed to be hopped up on LSD and some other things that kind of made her get crazy, or happy pills as she referred to them, and she was throwing a lot of different flares at officers and firemen, and actually got a few firemen and hit them like in the head with flares. I believe Julian Donovan, one of the firefighters, got hit with multiples. So did Workman. They're doing all right though. They just got some flare dust on them. I guess it's dust. I don't really know. Smoke, flare sparks. I don't really know. But they got some flare residue on them, but luckily nobody got hurt in the incident, and that person did go in the hospital for non-life-threatening, just being put on under the influence. But apparently she also tried to, abduct one of the officers on the roof to have them be a part of the flare party. We're not really sure what happened with that, but Danny did say that at one point he did see an officer get thrown over the shoulder of her and then put down. So really not sure what happened there, but it was definitely an interesting sight to see for everybody in the area, I think.
It definitely does sound interesting. I mean, I know Memorial Day's coming up, so I wonder if she just wanted to get into the holiday spirit a little bit sooner?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I totally think that could be, definitely. And then knowing that, I mean, speaking of Memorial Day, we've definitely had a lot of crazy drivers. We've definitely had crazy drivers lately. And, we had a few incidences, wow, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but we had a few incidences where, some, troopers and police got, rear-ended or got hit. I know Captain Rico, of the state, troopers, or state police, got rear-ended, at the corner of Route 1 and Toledo Ave. Luckily he's okay, and it was an Adam, person, and they were, all non-life-threatening, different, kinds of situations, and everybody was okay, but then Trooper Sharp actually got, hit by, two civilians in a car, and they both started kind of, trying to beat her up a little bit, and luckily she fought back, and other officers were able to respond, and nobody got hurt, seriously hurt, but I mean, man, people are crazy.
It's crazy how they would mess with one of the only female officers who, has the bad bitch shampoo.
Of course. I mean, what were they thinking? But yeah, we also had a reckless driver on a bicycle, who was taken into custody by, some deputies last night, for driving on the wrong side of the road on a bicycle, and then driving and weaving in and out of traffic on a bicycle, which is, scary, especially, from what I heard is that he did it in the evening, so it was very hard visibility, to see what was going on, and, I mean, that's always, not smart, anyway, but, I mean, I don't know what people are thinking these days. I mean, we are a crazy, state, and a lot of people do crazy things, but I still sometimes don't understand what people are thinking.
I mean, I can't say I understand either.
Although, heck, sometimes I can't even speak English, so who am I to say?
I mean, I think we all have those moments. It's too bad Dick isn't here to help out with that.
Our Weazel-isms. They are strong some days. And then I know also last evening there was a car chase that ended in the construction site of the Toledo area, the big one right near the Ron. And it was that person first got into that 1080 because they actually shot at a DOT worker, which, I mean, I can't even, luckily that DOT worker, was okay, and then, they just hit the tires, but,
what is wrong with people these days?
Right. I mean, these crazy acts of just, not thinking and just making chaotic decisions. But said person, actually, shot from their vehicle, a moving vehicle, to a DOT vehicle, and then fled from cops into the area, like I said, of the construction site, and it was found that there was one female driver inside. She was alone, she was unarmed, and luckily nobody got hurt in that situation, but the plates did come back to no plates. Luckily, from what I hear of Captain Rico and Deputy Slicksack, because they both kind of gave me information about what happened there, because the plate did not come back, but they did get a name from the alleged owner, and that person did confirm that the woman driving, Ellie Weaver, who is a doctor at the I can never remember the name of it, the one out in near Mirror Park. near the fire station. I can never remember that. Santiera?
Saint Fiera.
There we
yeah.
go. I couldn't remember the name. But she's a doctor out there. And she actually was the person driving the car. We have heard that she is on a permanent leave until that situation or while the investigation is ongoing. But she was in the vehicle, didn't have anybody else with her, but she had another ID on her, one of a Vic Porter, which authorities have been looking for quite a while now. And they found an ID from her on another scene, but now we have the same ID from a prior scene has ended up at this scene. So the woman clearly has multiple IDs copied somehow. So they're gonna go in depth and see whether that one that was given last night was a fake or whether it was real, and kind of see what's going on with that. But the woman was not the person on the ID. So LER is still asking that if you do see a woman by the name of Vic Porter, she, believe she has a lot of history with a few people, gang related within the city. So if you do see her, please, don't, alert her, just alert authorities, and they will do what they need to do, because they're really not sure at this point whether she is dangerous or whether she herself is in trouble. They're still trying to figure all that out, and hopefully we'll get more information soon about what kind of, what's going on there. But I mean, it's a storyline that I am, although, hopefully she's okay, but it's a storyline that I'm, kind of intrigued to see what happens and what's gonna go on with that.
Absolutely. I know storylines are definitely a very popular thing in this state, and I always love to see. I mean, I love to see a happy ending, but unfortunately, I know there are some sad endings. So, hopefully, this will be a happy ending when she's found.
Indeed. I mean, it's, we're lucky that we, got, Salamander back with us. We're, lucky that we got, Trooper Sharp earlier in the, of last year, back with us, and all the other people have gone missing. I mean, there are a lot of shady things happening, within, the city. We report a lot of the positives here, but there are, a lot of negatives that we report about as well. And unfortunately, missing people has been I don't want to say a common, recurrence. A common reoccurrence, but it really has become more of a common situation here, which is, not good, not good at all. Especially, with our local, I know lately we haven't had anybody, homeless, but, yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of things going on, and a lot here to come, for different situations in the city. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. Also the suspense. But overall, we hope for good things overall.
Absolutely.
Yes. Speaking of good things, have you been listening to any good music lately?
Just kind of my usual pop and country music that I listen to, just kind of jamming out on the radio when I get a chance, or on, I guess people don't really own boom boxes anymore, do they? They have those what do they call those?
iFruits, yeah. And the fruit pads too, though. I'm more of a an iFruit, but I know they had those fruit pads and did you hear that some people now are getting, they're getting, like, gaming, like, gaming, systems now, and I think they're called, like, fruitables, or fruitsies or something. I don't know, but it's this whole, like, gaming setup, and I mean, I don't know, and it's, they got this whole gaming setup, and people are streaming now, which is crazy. I mean, I wish that they had that back when we started, this. I mean, we streamed to the people here on, Channel 13, but it would be, super cool to, stream to people, more worldwide here.
Oh, absolutely.
Get people watching from different parts of the country, not just San Andreas. So, I mean, maybe one day we'll get there. Maybe one day if we get big enough.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe they could watch us from Mars one day.
That would be cool. Oh my god.
That
yes.
would be cool.
Yes. Report. Or if we could go to the moon, and then we can report from the moon.
I think Dick would be on board for that for sure.
Dick would totally want to go to the moon. Reporting live from space. Yes. Oh, moon cheese and moonshine. Oh my gosh.
Some cheese lube straight from the moon.
Yes. Moon lube. But yeah, I'm. Oh Lord, that sounds so wrong. Hashtag moon lube.
I mean, we are Weazel News after all.
It's not the weirdest thing I've said, and it's probably not going to be the weirdest thing that I ever say. But, oh Lord. Anyway, but yeah, I've been listening to some music as well, but, lots of great artists here, especially as we get into summer. I know a lot of events are going to be coming up. Earlier in the week we had a SAS car, that a few racers, participated in, and got a good time with, but I know that they'll be having, it's coming back a bit later this season. It was in prior years, it was in the month of May, so they're still trying to figure out that schedule, but, Kuffs, Knockout, Kuffs Knockout will be coming back, for those of you who do not know, Ultimate Knockout, and that is when some members of the community meet each other at the box area out on the beach, and we just play for some money, some fun matches, see who can win, and have a lot of fun there. That will be coming back. A date has yet to be set. Like I said, it's going to happen later in the season here, but we have that to look forward to. And then the Kuffs triathlon will be coming back for the 3rd year in a row, which I can't even believe. It's crazy that I'm even saying that. But is it the 3rd year? Something like that. I think it is. I don't really know. But I think it's the 3rd year. Maybe. I can't remember. But the 3rd year in a row, we will have the Kuffs triathlon, which I am excited about, and we'll see whatever else events have come up and come our way that we will look forward to. So a lot of awesome stuff to look forward to in the summer, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes. And as always, we're always getting new members, so we do welcome them to the Kuffs community. If you do want to check us out, you can go to kuffsgaming.com, check out the guide, kuffsgaming.com/guide. Civilian applications are open if you are over 16. Go to discord.me/Kuffs, and to check out the latest rotation of streamers. I believe on Tuesday we're gonna have Country and Ace, if I'm right. I think I'm right.
I believe you're correct, yes.
So we'll have that to look forward to. A lot of awesome people to look forward to. The other approved streamers we've recently had, well, not recently, but they've been approved for a bit, but definitely check out the other streamers like Blade and Hoff and Steve and all the people who, are approved, but you don't see them on the daily rotation, so check them out too. Blade's been uploading content like crazy, so we're excited to see what he has to offer on his channel. I know he uploaded one today about a fake valet, so if you didn't see that call and you want to go see it, go check that out on his channel. And not to mention, one of our other Kuffs community members who I want to shout out, Southpaw. He has been working pretty good on his streaming, and he currently has 60 subs right now, and I'd love to help him, get that up, so he can, get more involved, well, not more involved, but you know what I mean, like, kind of, get his views up and, have an awesome time with us, on Kuffs at some point if he wants to. Well, he is on Kuffs, stream from Kuffs, I'm rambling, but you get my flow. I'm rambling, but you get my flow. But anyway, so for myself, Sky Davis, Tiffany Tulips right next to me, and Dick Dastardly, who's currently public speaking at an FIB event as community service, because, he got in trouble and now, still trying to, fight all the legal documents or whatever. But make sure you guys check out everybody that we said. And coming up next, actually, on Channel 13 after this broadcast is going to be Southpaw, so feel free to go over and do a Weazel raid over there and make it happen, and we look forward to everybody hanging out, and oops, I just posted that in the wrong chat. I posted his link in his chat, that's funny. Hang on, but anyway, we're going to log off here, and you guys have a great one. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got our foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with Cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel.